Makeup Monday. I'm your host, Courtney Kasem, but of course, I'm joined by the most amazing team. We've got Sean, the other CC, Mike Z here, and we are a bunch of places today, like a whole lot of places. So you might be watching on QVC.com. If you are, we're so glad that you're here. Makeup Monday is something that started off on QVC's Facebook, my Facebook, and now YouTube, which is kind of crazy. It has grown, and every week we have our version of a little happy hour that revolves around makeup. Kind of just sets your tone, sets your theme for the week, and of course, if you're watching on Facebook, you're watching on YouTube, you can click on the link and it'll take you to the Makeup Monday landing page. But if you're watching on QVC.com, just search Makeup Monday into that search bar and it'll take you to our theme of the day, which is living in coral. Coral's a good shade.
Very good shade.
What do you like about it, Cece? You are my fair-skinned Snow White princess. What do you like about coral?
Honestly, I feel like a good matte coral, like really just like can change your whole look.
Oh yes. It's like the look of vitality that you went to the spa yesterday and now you're radiating in all of the good results.
Yes.
See, Mike and Sean, you guys are so lucky that you get to wake up beautiful every day. You're like, I don't need coral. I look like this all the time, and I am crushing it.
I think my skin is coral.
Sean's skin's a touch coral, but it's what gives him character. We love it. In case you want to ask a question, now here's the only thing that's a little bit different on Makeup Monday. If you're watching on QVC.com, head on over to Facebook. Same thing if you're on YouTube, because we don't have the ability to have you ask questions or answer them on those forums, so you can check out Courtney Kasem QVC, which is my page, or QVC, which is QVC's page, and Mike and CC will answer your questions. We'll do very fun polls on there, which is really exciting. And so I guess we should get started. We need a little coral. I mean, today in Pennsylvania, it's about 48 degrees Fahrenheit. It has rained so much, I thought at one point the QVC ceiling and roof might give in. So we need a little sunshine on today. But give us a shout out on Facebook. Say hi, say hey girl, hey, and let us know where you are writing in from. First things first, because now that it's gotten sorry about that. That was my branded water bottle that has no association with Makeup Monday whatsoever. But I will tell you, okay, so I thought that this was like, let's be fair, right? Like I try a bunch of things on QVC. Mm-hmm. Dr. Perricone is an amazing man. He has hydrogen water on QVC.com and it comes in a pack of 12. It's like $36. Ooh. One might think to yourself, if you didn't know Dr. Perricone, this is some bougie water.
Yeah.
You know, it's some bougie, fancy water that, to be honest with you, do I really need it? So long story short, if you will, hydrogen is something that Dr. Perricone has implemented into a lot of his skincare as this incredible energy for your skin. And so, kid you not, Dana Bledsoe gave me a can of said water and was like, if you were going on an airplane, which I was, she was like, drink this before you go on. And watch how you will have no signs of having been on an airplane, meaning dehydration, looking like the Grim Reaper, looking like you have lived in a basement your entire life. You turn that weird shade of gray.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I couldn't have been like in better skin shape
Michelle goes,
when I got off that plane.
Water.
Yeah, I love bougie water. I mean, there's great things about bougie water. It's like life's simple luxuries, you know?
Dion is joining us on QVC,
Hi.
QVC page, and it is her first time for Makeup Monday.
Oh, hello. Welcome in to Makeup Monday, Dee. I am just putting on some primer that actually feels really, really yummy. It is from Bye Bye Pores, It Cosmetics, and it's their primer. Do you want to just come over here and feel my skin? It almost doesn't feel real. I know, it's a little sketch, like will you feel my face, but we work together.
We have Judith saying hello.
Doesn't it feel good?
Oh my gosh.
It's like velvety.
It is.
Yeah, I know.
velvety.
That is like a really interesting texture. Okay, sorry, Mike, what?
No, we have Judith from Boston, Mass.
Hi,
saying hello. We have
Judith.
Sid saying hello, and Candy, hello from Daytona Beach, Florida.
I love the name Candy. In fact, when I was younger, I often wished my name was Candy or Carmen.
Aww.
Yeah.
And it's spelled with a K.
Oh,
So
there we
it's
go.
even more spicy.
It's even more relevant than ever.
That's true.
This feels so good. Normally I don't it's not that I don't love the way that primer feels, but I'm kind of like, will I wear it, will I not wear it kind of gal. And this feels really good. I mean, the texture is really, really velvety. I think if nothing else, even if you don't wear makeup, but you suffer from mature skin, rough textured skin, this might be something to work into your moisturizer and your new best friend. Really evened out my complexion. I have a lot of redness because I am one shade past coral. Also one shade past clear.
We have a question.
Yes, love
from-
questions.
Hopefully you didn't ask this already, but Kathleen is tuning in on your Facebook.
Hi, Kathleen.
She says, I love the color coral. My skin is medium dark. I've never worn the color. What do you think, Courtney?
Oh my gosh, you were just the perfect candidate for coral, and I'll tell you why. Especially where you'll be able to see the most impact from coral will probably be your cheeks and your lips. My mom, it's funny, she has very dark olive toned skin. She's my little Greek princess. And yesterday we actually put coral blush on her because she was like, I would never wear coral. And I was like, but why? She was like, I don't think it works with my skin. And I think because she is so dark, seeing that shade of like light peachy, pinky, orange just gave a look of youth that it's like, when I looked at her, I'm like, people are going to be asking you, what are your secrets?
I wouldn't wear coral for all the same reasons that your mom has.
See, there you go.
Very olive tone.
I think so many of us write it off, and especially when we put it on our lips, it was like, actually, I have a picture of her. Do you want to see?
Yes.
I made her take a selfie, and she was like, you better not show anyone. So she's on a plane right now.
Oh, there you go.
And if she's watching, I'm sorry, but I'll show you. This is, oh yeah, okay, this is my mom. Like, look at all of that good, like, coralness. Like, you may not be able to see, like, the total depth, but, like, look at those cheeks and look at those lips. Looks a little darker. Here, I'll turn it this way.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Thank you. But yeah, that, like, completely lightened up her complexion. She was more radiant than ever, so
Agreed.
don't tell Nikki Mick that I posted this on Facebook, which I probably will later, and then she'll yell at me, but just don't say you saw it on Makeup Monday. Let it be a surprise. Be like, ooh. Yeah, because she told me this weekend, she was like, you're not too old for me to ground you for the weekend. And I was like, what? Are you sure?
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Happy Mother's Day.
What'd you guys do for Mother's Day?
We just hung out. My daughter was going to have a softball tournament,
Mhm.
but Sunday got rained out, so we just hung out and watched movies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Watch anything good?
Watched that Ted Bundy movie on Netflix.
We've been talking a lot about Ted Bundy, but mostly because Zac Efron is Ted Bundy,
Yes.
not Ted Bundy. You
Right.
know.
Correct.
You
Pop
know.
culture.
Pop
Right.
culture.
We're not-
Recent
yeah,
pop
we're
culture.
not-
Yeah, recent pop culture. Yeah, so great family movie.
But the whole family watched it. With the exception of my oldest, did not watch it. He was not interested.
He was busy.
But everybody
He
else
was
did.
busy.
He was busy. Okay, that's great. Cece, what'd you do?
So my mom was 2.5 hours away in
Mhm.
Scranton,
Yes.
Pennsylvania. So we just called and FaceTime and talked about my
Yay.
wedding. Then I called my Nana, who's also up there, Scranton.
Yeah?
PA.
Love.
So just a little phone action.
Perfect.
What did you do?
Well, so by the way, I'll tell you this because it's going to be a long story. I use Naked Skin because this is like my new favorite foundation. And if you're looking at me and thinking like, is it a little light? Yes, I've been in the sun, but I'm going to warm it up in a second with a little bit of bronzer. This is a true like medium shade. It's 4.0, but I actually like it a little bit lighter because it is really hot in here. And so like look, you can see when I touch my skin. So all of this will calm down eventually, at least I hope. Doesn't mean my skin's angry. I'm just always like really pink. And so Saturday, I was out in the sun a lot because it was sunny. But yesterday, because we're getting our bathroom redone, we have one room that has just become this junk room of like out of sight, out of mind, and Nikki was not having that. I mean, my suitcase from Miami was in there. I still hadn't unpacked that because it's been really cold in Pennsylvania. And yeah, she made me get in there and put everything away, and I did. So that's what we did for Mother's Day.
Mom made you clean your room.
Mom made a room,
It
yeah.
feels very fitting though for Mother's Day.
Right? I think so too. By the way, this is Naked Skin. That's Urban Decay. There are a lot of shades to choose from on QVC.com. But the reason I continually use this, and I'm sure it happens to a lot of us, I bought this foundation back in March, like into February, and so I'm just not done using it. And so if you feel like, okay, well, what do I do if I don't, have a lot of foundation to go around? How can I warm it up? We've got a bronzer coming up in just a moment from Tarte that you're gonna love. But first, let me do my last and final step as it relates to my complexion. I'm gonna do a little under eye conceal to also lift and define and highlight with the Rainforest of the Sea concealer, which is absolutely awesome.
We have a bunch of comments in Beauty IQ page.
Yes.
April says, I miss you and Beauty IQ greatly.
Yay!
Sid
Well, we're
is
here, April.
From Birmingham, Alabama. She said hello before.
Hi,
Natalie
Sid.
is also from Scranton.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
representing.
Represent.
And Janice, we really need to get a TV channel for this. It's so much fun tuning in.
Yay! Well, we can work on that for you.
But we technically are.
Yeah, we are our own TV channel, so.
We're streaming right now.
I actually, it's funny. Like, I think about this as like a show every week, and it's like, sometimes it's 30 minutes, sometimes it's an hour. Like, we just don't know. And if you're just tuning in on the homepage, we actually host Makeup Monday every Monday around 4 o'clock. And so if you have a question, head on over to QVC's Facebook, Beauty IQ, or mine, Courtney Kaysen QVC. If you want to ask a question or just say hi and get a shout out, we're so glad you're here. We're also streaming on YouTube. Our theme of the day is living coral. So all elements of coral as it relates to my skin, just as you can see right here, but also all the different colors of coral, because it's big color.
Love it. And also shout out to the homepage because we're live right now streaming on QVC.com.
Yay! Woohoo!
Jennifer has a question for you. Courtney,
Yes.
I know you love a good tanner.
Yes.
Have you tried the water ones? Water ones, not water. Water ones.
Respectfully.
I need a good, not orange, super easy, apply tanette.
Did she spell it phonetically, or did she spell it water and you're just saying water?
I'm making fun of my own accent.
She spelled
Yeah,
it
she
right,
spelled it correctly. Okay, so if you're wondering, everybody in Philly says water, water. And it's like one of those things where you're like, oh, water, water.
It's awful.
And I'm like one off a redneck, so I'm like, what if, what her, what do? It's like, certainly that's not water. But it was. So great question. So the other CC and I were in a meeting last week, and I ordered this new self-tanner that was the Beauty IQ Steel last week. It's the Isle of Paradise. I haven't gotten it in the mail yet, but that's one that I'm very interested in trying just because it's sold out so many other beauty retailers. Cece, have you tried the Isle of Paradise?
So no, but I am picking it up today. So today we actually have a 1 day only price on the oil and the spray together.
From Isle of Paradise?
Mm-hmm. It's last week was a steal. Here, I will look it up.
Yeah, you need to post that immediately, and I will be ending this in a very hurry to go see what that is. That's super exciting. I was going to say, especially if you want one that's not orange, we just got this new configuration that CC can post. It is Saint Tropez with a watermelon scented gradual tan. I think in the world of self-tanner, one of the things that that has to go together is self-tanner and a gradual tan that is ultra hydrating. And so Saint Tropez put the kit together. So every time that you self-tan, the next day, use your gradual tan to even everything out, especially if you shave your legs, because sometimes that's one of the things where you're like, why are my legs so much lighter than the rest of my body? For 2 days after that, you can just use your regular body moisturizer, and then the next day, use that gradual tan again, and then you should be at, okay, so if Monday is self-tan day, Tuesday is gradual tan day, Wednesday and Thursday are regular moisturizing days, then put your regular self-tanner back on Friday and repeat just like that.
Love. So
Yeah, that's
so,
my advice. So Cece will post the link for you, but that's what I recommend.
Yeah, so today, the 1 day only price, it's the Isle of Paradise Self-Tan Mousse and Color Drops. 354-326, but I'm posting it below.
Okay, so if you want to go on QVC's Facebook page, that's where the link
post it
is to the
everywhere.
Isle of Paradise for the new tanner. But that's the new one that everybody's talking about. I just haven't personally tried it, and now that I've gotten the water, I feel like I should get the
Yeah.
I almost said the sauce, but the color drops. We'll do that.
Influencers are going crazy over it.
I know. I've seen the colors, like, and the shades that everybody's turned on, like, Instagram and stuff, and it's really pretty. All right, the Pro Glow and Blush and Bronzer palette from Tarte is here. So obviously there are 3 shades of coral here for blush. There's a bronzer and there's a highlighter. I'm going to start with the bronzer first because my face needs some warming up. So if you don't mind, I will be right here.
And Cassie says, yay, I love Tardist.
I know, it's so good.
Janice says, what did you put under your eyes and did you go a shade lighter?
Yes, so I always go a shade lighter underneath my eyes. This is Rainforest of the Sea from Tarte. I think there are a lot of women out there that say I don't like highlighter, and that's totally fine. It's definitely a point of preference. I think if you want to just create the look of light and mask under eye, but also get a little lift, which, I mean, tell me a woman that doesn't want a little lift underneath her eyes, you know? So I just do that, so it looks like it existed naturally. It's still got a really nice second skin finish, and that's what I think I like so much about this concealer is it moves with you throughout the day. And by movement, I mean laughing, crying, glaring, you know, all the judgy facial expressions.
Such a range of emotion.
I mean, think about all the ranges of emotion that you have. You need a concealer that can keep up.
Betty has a question. What is
Hi,
your
Betty.
favorite eyeshadow palette?
Oh, well, my favorite eyeshadow palette right now is the new, is it Lust from Too Faced? The Natural Lust?
Yes.
So I started, I'm pretty sure it's, if it's not Lust, that's going to be a really awkward conversation. But I think the first one that they came out was Natural Love. And I think this one is Natural, and it starts with an L. I think it's Lust, but it's like 30 shades, full-size shades of Too Faced, and it's beautiful. They have the most amazing booklet inside that teaches you how to do like 5 different eye looks. I think going into spring and summer, it's absolutely perfect, and it's not one where you use a couple of different shades over other ones. Like, I
Yeah.
use them equally.
You're correct. It's
Yes.
Too Faced Natural Lust eyeshadow palette with travel mascara.
Oh,
Yeah, it is so good. I'm a big fan. I will say one of the positives of also having like a shade lighter in your foundation for this purpose alone, a lot of people like to use different finishing powders. And depending on which one you use, like Urban Decay, Urban Decay has the Velvetizer, which has that bronzer in there. You can kind of custom sculpt your face because the lightness on your complexion will still give you great coverage, but then you can blend your bronzer without it having to be too overdone or too dark, which normally if it's like true to your complexion, sometimes it darkens up and that's where it looks a little dirty. So you can see, like I'm just kind of starting to do all over color, but also sculpt some cheekbones with the best fan brush on the planet. If I'm going to a deserted island, I'm taking a fan brush. Period, end of story.
keep you cool too. Oh, look at
Yes, look at that.
that. Kara has a question for you.
Hi, Kara.
My foundation is all of a sudden looking patchy, even with new containers. What's going on?
Okay, well, on your complexion, if it's looking patchy on your skin, you need to exfoliate. So the thing that we always used to tell you on Beauty IQ, and I still stand by it today, is when people formulate products have 100% efficacy if you think about it from like the Petri dish, or in this case, like your foundation bottle. Everything should work, everything should be even. If it's patchy, it's probably because you've got buildup of dead skin cells, which, trust me, I think at any given moment, the statistics say you could have like 47 different layers of them, so you always have to exfoliate. You probably just need something like a pumpkin enzyme peel mask from PTR to like not only remove it topically, but have a chemical exfoliation as well. It's really gentle. There is a little bit of a tingle, but try something like that that's a step above cleansing and Clarisonics and see if you don't get more of an even application. I'll also say, if it is patchy, I am guilty of this and I am not proud of it. I sometimes have kept my cosmetics for longer than I should, and the other reason it might not be great on your skin is it's past its shelf life.
Oh.
Do you want to hear something else weird that I have done and I'm not proud of? And if you're a
Yes.
makeup artist watching, please don't judge me. Still not done bronzing, by the way. Just going to live in this bronzy moment because we got to make the coral pop. I will sometimes put water in my mascara, just a couple of drops, and like mix it in and like especially when it's drying out, it just works better. It's like the best coverage on your
Tips and
lashes.
tricks.
Well,
That's
I
what
don't
Makeup
know.
Monday is known for.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like hygiene-wise if it's great, but if you're the only one using it, what be the problem? All right, so I think I'm done bronzing.
Speaking of bronzer,
Yes.
Laura says your bronzer looks great. My bronzer looks more like blush. I'm using a contour brush, so what the heck am I doing wrong?
Okay, so your bronzer looks like blush, and she's using what kind of brush?
A contour brush.
A contour brush. Honestly, the contour brush may be too thick for like the region that you're bronzing, right? So like a lot of times I overdo it with blush, but I also love a really fat blush brush. If you grab a fan brush, I often find because this is such a light application, it's impossible to overdo it. And you're only working with the dimension that you see here on the fan brush. So it's one of the skinniest brushes that picks up a lot of pigment. And you wanna go for one that's double cut like you see right here, because it allows like when you go to pick up, say, highlighter, and you like kind of shake it off, it makes it so that you can't over apply it. So I'm just like dusting. That's what the fan brush is great for. So I'd say switch to that. I'd also say, like if it's starting to look a little like blush, just remember for bronzer, start like right here and go up like that. Don't quite hit the cheekbones. I
There were a
hope
lot
that
of
was
comments
helpful.
about
Your mascara.
Eileen,
Concern
like it,
or
no,
okay.
Eileen said to try rose water in mascara.
I've
Right?
been
That just made
using
me so
okay, I've been
excited.
using rose oil and I swear it's been doing crazy things for my lashes and now I'm gonna go home and put a drop of rose oil in my mascara. Thank you for that.
Wait, the next one's better.
Okay,
Go
I'm
ahead.
ready.
Okay, Danila, saline liquid contact solution works better than water for mascara.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
A lot of
Okay, so
Yes.
we can't confirm or deny
We
that
can't
this is
yeah.
safe, healthy, effective, but we just love hearing your suggestions.
I am taking your suggestions to heart, and if you wonder what I'll be doing at 6:30 tonight, I'll be playing mixologist in my bathroom with rose water and Aaron Graves' saline solution that he uses for his contacts.
our friend from Florida,
Yes.
W. Scott, is watching us.
Hello.
Mm.
I would say good to see you, but I can't see you. So
No.
hi, I'm glad you're here. All right, I'm gonna just do a little highlighter just on the tip of my nose, above my brows, and above my lips. So last step is gonna be my blush, which is something, I'll show you my brush that I've been using. This is an oldie but goodie. One side of the wand is highlighter, and then the other one I use for blush. It's a smaller footprint, but this is so that I don't overdo my blush, and this was given to me by Mally when
Ooh.
she gave me my blush intervention and was like, honey child, you wear too much blush.
Honey child.
Honey child, it's not necessary. So I'm just take a little dab, and I'm gonna go for like this coral, the lighter shade, and then always with blush, just like tap off the excess. According to Laura Geller, you're not supposed to blow on your brush to get off the excess because that's bacteria and germs, and you don't want that for your brush. Have I done it? Yes. Am I proud of it? No. Okay, so I'm just gonna go a little right here. Ooh, cute.
A lot of questions in the chat room.
Chat room.
Remember America
yes.
Online in chat room?
Yes.
Just say, how often do you declutter your makeup? How long do you save eyeshadow palettes? How long do you keep brushes?
Brushes, I think you can keep forever if you buy the right brush cleanser. And I mean, it should be super conditioning. I think a lot of the synthetic brushes have changed the games with the way that they have manufactured them. The only thing that I will tell you is so many of us look at our makeup brushes, and I don't clean mine every day because I am the only one using them. But don't let your brushes soak. Like, don't think you're gonna take dish soap and let them soak overnight and then that'll
Wait,
remove
I've
all
done
your
that
makeup.
before. Is that
So,
bad?
well, the only reason it's bad is because it eats away the glue that holds the brush in into the actual wand. So you may notice one time that you do it and then you go, all these brush hairs are falling out. So if you go to wash your brushes, Sigma I'm not sure if we have that on QVC.com, has like a little brush palette that fits in the in your bathroom sink, and it's got suction cups on it. The easiest thing to do is you can take like a Purity Made Simple. It Cosmetics makes a fabulous brush cleanser, and just put the spritz or the brush cleanser on it, and just on the back of your hand or the Sigma, get rid of the residue that way, and then let them air dry, and you should be golden. So I keep a lot of my brushes. I think you know when to throw them away, and I think now that's probably for a lot of us getting to be like the 2 to 4 year point. What was the next question? How long do you keep eyeshadow palettes?
Yes.
Forever. I have a problem. I
You got a
break.
storage unit of,
Yeah, I have a storage unit that's called a glam box, and it needs to be looked at. It's at max capacity. I just bought the Too Faced Natural Lust palette, not needing a new eyeshadow palette, but I got it. The Natural Love that I've had from Too Faced, I think, is 2 years old.
Do you still
Still-
get joy from all of these?
I
eyeshadows?
absolutely get joy from eyeshadow. There has never been an eyeshadow palette on the planet that hasn't brought me absolute joy.
So in speaking of suggestions, Kathy on QVC's Facebook page says, okay, since suggestions, I actually burn the tip of my eyebrow pencil and use it as eyeliner. I'm old and have been doing it since a teenager, LOL.
She burns the tip of her eyebrow pencil?
Yes.
I wonder on what?
So my friend actually does this with her eyeliner. She takes a lighter
Yeah.
and burns the tip of the eye and it becomes liquid.
May I make a suggestion that's not so far off? Why don't you just take a hairdryer?
True. I think the match is like just more effective. Not
It's
the
just
match,
like
but-
hot and liquidy.
Yeah, and it takes like I don't know if you hold it on for a long
I
time.
remember seeing girlfriends and whatnot do that
Yes.
as younger.
Yeah.
I also know a woman who used to do eyeliner with Sharpie.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, I need
seriously.
to tell you something that I saw in the QVC salon one time, and this can never be. You guys have to promise to keep a secret. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but there is somebody that comes to QVC that you guys know from QVC,
Oh my
but
God.
also outside of QVC, and they were leaving the salon, and they were like, "Hang on, I forgot my beauty mark," and just took a Sharpie, and I was like, "Ha!"
The gossip that ensues during
I know.
Monday.
And I have tried to look at them. I'm not going to tell you if it's a girl or a guy. I've tried to look at them since then because that's a lot of pressure with a Sharpie, I feel like, to have consistent beauty marks.
Yeah. So they like.
And I've seen it a couple of different places. That's all I'm going to say.
I think like Urban Decay and like a couple of the other brands actually have like specific pencils for like making like freckles. I could be speaking wrong, but I feel like freckles and like beauty mark, that's like a new thing. People actually getting like freckles tattooed.
Freckles tattoo?
I know a girl that gets.
Okay, let's poll. Let's poll right now.
Here we
Would you, if you're watching on QVC homepage or YouTube, head on over to QVC's Facebook page because I want you to take this poll right now. Would you ever consider tattooing a beauty mark of sorts onto your complexion? I mean, here's the thing. You look at Cindy Crawford and she's got, you know, the mole above her lip, and I think, yeah, I'd do it. Like, why not?
How do you get there? Like, how do you get to like, oh, I really need a beauty mark over my lip, like, and then say I'm gonna permanently tattoo that to my face. Like, I don't understand what the process is for that.
Meaning, like,
Like
how do you
your
psychologically
thought
prep?
process?
Right, like how do you just look at your face and say, you know what this face is missing? A beauty mark.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So
Like, people ask me, like, I have a chicken pox scar on my face, and I had a dermatologist one time ask me if I wanted to remove it so I could have more continuity to my face. And I was like, what does that even mean? Continuity to my face. Like-
it's like an extra $500.
okay, so everyone in
Yeah.
the comments are saying no.
No. Okay.
The Missy was like Sharpie.
I know.
Um,
That seems more like I would rather get one done by a tattoo artist than Sharpie temporarily my skin.
that's true. But I also
Just
know
saying.
Sharpie's
people.
hard to get off though.
It's so hard to
gonna
get
be on there for a
off.
few days.
That's true.
And then what if it turns a weird texture?
Ooh.
And color.
Well, I also know that they've been getting microbladed. Like, so instead of tattoo, it was like a microbladed freckle.
I feel like we have just hit the jackpot of like underworld black market beauty and tattooing.
It's a whole different show.
I want to explore it. It is a whole different
You're
show.
right.
I don't mind that we are walking this path at a Monday.
No.
Like it's salacious.
Spicy.
It is
What a way to get the
spicy.
week started.
Yes. Speaking of spicy, really quick, Tarte came out with the cutest little under the sea water palette that has water in it. And so like however you turn it, it just looks like under the sea. It's so cute.
I love it.
So, so, so cute. Let me not drop it and then open it up and then take a look. High tides and good vibes. Yes, girl, yes. Look at all of that. There's like a lot of shimmer. There's a lot of coral in there. So I think I'm going to do a combo of this, and then maybe this. We'll see where it goes.
See where it goes.
We'll see where it lands. I mean, it's not terrible. If you're just joining us, by the way, and you want to see everything that I have used in the show, you can head on over to QVC.com and check out Makeup Monday in the search bar. But if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can just click on the link that the other CC posted, and that'll take you to everything that I'm using. So I'm going to start with beach therapy, which I could use some beach therapy right about now
Same.
on a day like today, which is super depressing.
Janice says she's on Beauty IQ. She said, "Oh my God, you guys are hysterical. What a way to spend my afternoon. Thank you."
Janice, this is how we spend every day. So thank you so much.
Judith says, "I would never tattoo freckles," but she says, "I love freckles." And then
I have to agree with Judith because I think in the world of like freckles almost don't seem real.
right.
But if you tattooed on like a light eyeliner,
Mhm. And then Heather says, "Well, I'm way ahead of the trend then because I've had freckles since first grade."
yeah, thanks. And you know what I haven't figured out as an adult is what is the difference as you age between freckles and then like a hyperpigmentation
Yeah.
and or age spots. Because part of me, if like the glass was half empty, I'd be like, have I been old since I was 5?
Are age spots bigger?
Not necessarily. They can be really small.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're all just trying to do our best.
Kathy said, yes, I sharpen my, I
gonna
think she's
do
talking about
this in the
eyeliner
corner.
and use a match or lighter. I'm in my 60s, and back when we only had Maybelline in Woolworths.
Great brand. Great brand. You know what? I'm not afraid to say it. I loved Maybelline's mascara.
Mhm.
That was one of the first mascaras I ever used. It was tried and true.
Mhm.
Built me to the beauty that I am today.
There you go. And Gwen says, "Personally, I found the best color closest to what my natural color is when I actually blush." So she's talking about blush. In my case, that would be a plum color.
Ooh, nice.
I would think since you know what your pink is, that's the closest match to what would be best.
All right, that's cool. I feel like we have a lot of people dropping by Makeup Monday, and I would just like to say thank you. You have a lot of places that you can slack off at work with on a Monday at 4 o'clock, and we really appreciate that you are here with us.
Yes.
I know 4 o'clock on a Monday, I feel like if I wasn't doing Makeup Monday, I would just be counting down the minutes that I could get to Wegmans faster.
Very true.
You know?
Very
Beat the
true.
rush.
Yeah, beat the rush, beat the crowd.
I think this might be the first time in Makeup Monday history that we have 100% one answer for our poll.
No one wants to do permanent beauty marks.
So the options were, well, the question was, would you ever consider getting a tattoo of a beauty mark or freckles on your face? Yes, 0%. No, are you crazy? 100%.
No, are you crazy? Great, so it's settled.
It's settled.
Like-
I'm publishing that.
okay, perfect. Sometimes you just have to ask the question. So, okay, like here's my coral. I'm just doing it a little lighter because I think coral's like it's not heavy. That's what I like about coral. It always looks like fresh and youthful. So I'm going to blend all of this out really quickly on the other
Missy
side.
was at jury duty all day, and this
Oh.
live stream has certainly brightened her day.
Girl, bless you for doing such a wonderful civil service to our country, but I'm so sorry that it has to be jury duty. Like, there are a lot of great ways to do a public service for our country, and sometimes, like, jury duty, you get in there and you're like, why me? How did I look as if I would be an excellent contributor?
You know what? I have to admit, I've never been asked, and I really want it.
Really?
Like, I'm just, like, really into, like, crime shows and, like,
Yeah.
court stuff, and, like, I should have been a lawyer. And so I really want jury duty, and I feel like because of that, I'm not getting jury duty.
I've
Right.
been asked since I've been in my house.
Yeah.
10 years.
You haven't been asked to do jury duty?
No, not.
You're all gonna get the letters tomorrow.
Do you want to hear something
True.
crazy? Aaron Graves had jury duty while the Bill, that's my husband,
I
the
love
Bill
him.
Cosby trial was going on. So every day he had to be there almost 2 hours beforehand because it was so strict to get into the courthouse. You had to answer like 5 questions about where you were going.
Was he a sub for that case?
He was not. He was on a separate case
Oh, wow.
that had involved a romance that had gotten into business together, gone sour.
Wow.
Yeah. And every day I would ask him, I'm like, what happened today? And he was like, I cannot tell you. And I was like, you can tell me.
You're being too good.
Yeah, I know.
My wife did the same thing, but it was like some sort of
Like a
it's
boring.
one company suing another company. It was pretty
Oh,
boring.
boring.
Can we just talk about this glitter liner moment that this was unexpected. I didn't know how this was going to go down. The glitter shades in the center are almost like a cream. So I used the Turtleette.
Ooh.
That's what it's called, Turtleette, that beautiful shiny. And then instead of doing eyeliner, I'm going to do a glitter liner. Because why not on a Monday that's gloomy and dreary?
And for those just tuning in, can you remind them what our trend is today?
So our trend is coral, living coral. So all shades of like eyeshadow, which I did a light little number on my eyes. Then I have the coral blush, and I'm gonna put on some coral lipstick after I fix my brows. But now I'm sorry, I've gotten attached to the bright, shiny, and new silver with coral, and I kind of like it. So
that
woohoo.
palette is like the prettiest palette.
It really is pretty. I'm gonna just go over a little bit with the beach days with the pink just to stay in the coral shade. Just for a minute.
Pretty.
I know. I like this little glitter moment. It's really cute. And then I'll blend it out so it doesn't look... This is really fun.
So
What a Monday.
everyone is still kind of talking about the tattoo
Yes,
conversation.
let's hear it.
So Nancy says no permanent tattoos of freckles or beauty marks.
Mhm.
Eileen says I did henna makeup for a trip. That's interesting.
Okay, so let's talk about henna because I think I would get some henna art on my body because I know that it goes away in like a
Yes.
month.
I've had henna on my brows.
You got henna on your brows? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, so when you get brow tint,
Yes.
you can choose between like actual dye, I don't know what it's called, but then there was also this new trend.
Like hair dye?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Like whatever they would like normally use to tint brows, but there was another option and they asked if I wanted henna. And so I said, yes, let's do it. I liked it. It actually, I feel like it's good for a very temporary like event like how Eileen, because it fills in your brows a lot.
Yeah.
Go
Can we-
ahead.
Well, so I got mascara on my lid. I'll fix that in a second, but just look at the difference. I'm sorry. I'm really obsessed lately with Benefit mascaras. I love the Yes, They're Real. This is the roller lash, and I mean, that's like a whole lot of lash going
Amazing.
on a Monday.
On a Monday.
Okay, so
I can see it on a Tuesday, but on Monday.
yeah, on a Tuesday. Okay, so back to the henna. So you got it on your brows.
Yeah, and I felt like it really filled in my brows almost like I had makeup.
But was it an orangey undertone?
No.
No, okay.
But it didn't last that well. So I do recommend if you're going to do it around like an event or something.
Yeah.
But they match the color of your brow color. And it fills in like your skin, basically.
Ooh, I could get behind that. But wait, if you wanted to overdraw, like if you have shorter brows in this region,
Yeah.
would you still get it tinted that way too?
I think so. I mean, I don't think they can like, it's not like microblading, like they're definitely not drawing in a ton.
Yeah.
They're kind of going with your natural and maybe a little bit more.
Okay. You guys are a wealth of knowledge. Like we leave every Monday so inspired by you. I wouldn't.
Me and Sean are gonna get the henna, but we're gonna get a unibrow. We're gonna make the eyebrows connect.
Can you imagine if that was a bet that somebody had to do?
Put that one in your back pocket.
I mean, that would. I mean, can you imagine if you got? I mean, the bet was to have a unibrow. Oh, that makes me so uncomfortable. Just like, ah.
So Nancy has a question. I'm liking the eyeshadow. Can you share the brand and color?
Yes.
The silver sounds pretty and looks great on.
Okay, right? Like it just has a little twinkle in your eye without a huge commitment to eyeliner, which I love. So this is the new palette from Tarte. It's High Tides and Good Vibes. And so what I used in my crease was the Beach Therapy. In the corner, I used Galapagos, which is this beautiful bronzy shade. And in the center, I used a combination of South Beach, which is the coral shade, and then this Champagne Buried Gold. And then I used also the Turtlet with a little bit of the Beach Days, just as my liner. So I didn't have to use regular liner. And I like it. Woohoo. But I was also very distracted by if we were doing beauty marks. So if you're sitting here thinking like, gosh, she takes a long time, remember, it's a conversation.
Yes.
So I just like to say that because sometimes you're like, wow, that took you 45 minutes to do your makeup. How long does it take in real life? Not 45 minutes. I'm going to use the Brow Master from Bare Minerals. This has an oval shaped tip, and I like this because when you think about drawing feathery strokes, this is the perfect width and the perfect shape that if you are going to draw individual hairs, it looks most natural to what you've already got. So that's different if you want to shade, but this is like for very feathery strokes, which I am going to do right now.
Missy commented that Courtney just did underhanded mascara application. She rocks. LOL.
Underhanded mascara.
Do you know what that means?
No. What is underhanded mascara? Wait, hold on.
It was your technique, the way you were doing it.
How did I do it? Did I go like that? Ah. The things you learn about yourself. Thank you, though. I appreciate your compliment. I think that's going to be my only party trick of today. Okay, look at the difference already. Oh, amazing. All right, so just a little fill in. Sean and Mike, you guys both have great brows, don't you?
Yeah, I get them done every couple weeks.
Every couple weeks, okay. Do you guys ever tweeze your brows in the
No.
not even in the center?
No, sometimes I get like this runaway hair that I clip every now and then, but that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
I have some crazy
Sounds
hairs.
about right.
I actually trimmed last night.
It just grows like, it's like one minute it's,
Mhm.
Just
and then
just
next
a
minute
weed.
it's like,
Yeah, everybody gets those like rogue facial hairs, and you gotta tweeze them on out. You know, you just gotta right on there.
Doesn't it make like 14 grow in its place if you tweeze it out?
I think that's a really terrible urban legend that
Yeah.
some husband said to a wife
Oh, really?
that she then spread amongst the community in effort to shorten her getting ready time. That's what I think happened. No, I don't think 14 grow in place. Because if you think about it, if you lose a hair on your scalp, it almost never comes back as you age.
Right.
I mean, it does, but it like
I agree with
dwindles
you.
the supply. Last piece of this in our coral themed moment, we're gonna
This
take.
is like the magical moment.
This is where it all comes together. You know, like here we've been for the last 42 minutes talking about permanent beauty marks, talking about coral,
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. I mean, this is better than like a Quizzo night, you know? I'm going to take the coral shade of this really great Rainforest of the Sea lip color, and then I'm going to use the Buxom to just get like a high gloss over it. So, here we go.
Nancy commented, "Wow, I've never seen anyone do an underhanded mascara application."
I don't even think I realized I did it. Maybe I've always been underhand and didn't know it.
You're really showboating today.
So Missy says that lipstick right there is the best ever.
It feels so good. She is accurate. It's so light, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not like, and I like that you can put it on with your eyes closed and just get like a sheer wash of color. I mean, I could stop here, but I also want to use the Buxom color just because I'm really into coral lips. I feel like if you do anything coral, do a coral lip. It doesn't have to be eyeshadow, blush, and lips to match. I love to match my makeup. But yeah, start with a coral lip. I think that's where, that for my mom, and she's 31 years older than I am.
I think
That-
Nikki, right?
Yeah, is Nikki
she's
here?
in the stream.
Nikki is here. Nikki, write in and tell them what a life-changing moment you had with coral lip gloss, because she was a hater. She was like, that is not for me. And then you saw that picture that I showed
coral
you
convert.
earlier. Is that what she said?
No,
Oh,
I
okay. A coral convert. I think she's into it. And I also feel like even if you don't have a great tan, especially in the summer, coral almost gives your complexion like that look of warmth.
Yeah.
So if you're like lazy girl's guide to beauty and you only want to use one thing, coral I feel like makes your teeth look a little bit whiter and your entire complexion look a little more like it's been kissed by the sun. All right. Folks, I think that's it. I think that is all she wrote in this coral moment. Quote my friend Lisa Rinna, fresh as a you-know-what daisy. And I think that's what we like about it. I can't say that word because it's an F word and it's not great.
Correct.
So let me just show you everything that we use today, because if you're watching on the QVC homepage and YouTube, we do this every Monday at 4 p.m. You can find us on QVC's Facebook, my Facebook page, Courtney Case and QVC, or Beauty IQ. That's where we answer all of our questions. If you click on the links, that'll take you to our Makeup Monday landing page where you can bring home anything that we used in the show in case you're wondering what it is. And also, if you are just on QVC.com and you're like, Siri, search Makeup Monday, it'll take you there too. So how we started is with this foundation that is a medium tone, but because I've been in the sun, I've been in Miami, it's a little light for me, but I kept it because I wanted you guys to see that I could warm up my complexion with bronzer. So it's from Urban Decay, it's Naked Skin, it's a serum-y texture that gives you coverage without the weight, which is great going into high humidity season. I then used the Rainforest of the Sea concealer. This is in the light medium. I did this just so I could highlight my under eye and get the look of lift. I did it around my brows and on my lids to use as a primer as well. By the way, I did use primer that I really loved. It's from IT Cosmetics. It's the Bye Bye Pores primer. I've never used it, but it makes my skin feel like velvet, and I am not upset about that. Turns out money can buy you everything that you ever wanted. All right, so that's the primer. Then I went to the Pro palette from Tarte, which is the Glow and Blush palette. It's got bronzer, it's got highlighter, and it's got 4 different blushes. So I used a combination of these two right here to really give me that nice corally undertone, as well as the bronzer to warm up my complexion. And remember, if you feel like you are using too much bronzer or too much blush, one of the easiest ways to apply it so that you don't do that is with a fan brush. It is heaven, and it feels like little angel kisses on your skin. From there, we have the new High Tides and Good Vibes palette from Tarte. This was just a coral mecca of fun that I couldn't stop using it. And then, of course, we started talking about henna and then permanent, makeup, beauty mark tattoos, and so I got distracted. I started here with the Aloha Beaches. By the way, I just love that. It sounds like you're saying something else, but really you're just saying beaches. Aloha Beaches. All right, so we have that I used in my transition color, and on my lids, I used South Beach, and then on the corners, I used the Galapagos, which is this beautiful bronzy shade. And then to line my eyes, I did the Turtlet and the Beach Days. It's just a little sparkle that I felt like gave me an extra twinkle to this living coral vibe on my eyes. Last but not least, 2 important factors that I never leave home without. The Roller Lash from Benefit, which is super natural but super lengthening. Only 1 coat of this and it goes a long way. I paired that with the Bare Minerals Brow Master because it's got an oval tip, and so that will recreate pretty much the same diameter as hair that already exists on your brows. So if you want that feathery look, this is your best friend. And then last but not least, I did a little combination of this sheer lipstick balm from Tarte in the coral shade, and then paired that with the Buxom lip gloss in Mai Tai.
Woo!
That's going to be all she wrote, folks. This is Makeup Monday, and we are so glad that you kept us from making a mistake with tattooing beauty marks on our complexion. We are so glad that you share our love of pop culture, happy hour, and makeup. If you missed anything, you can check out QVC.com, search Makeup Monday, where all of these amazing products live. And until next time, we'll see you next Monday. Bye, guys. Have a great week.
Yeah!
Whoop, whoop.